Good morning, student. We are on the chapter Judiciary. In the previous video, we have studied the role of judiciary, the structure of judiciary, the independence of judiciary. In this video, we are going to study the different branches of the legal system. Actually, the court case are broadly divided into two categories: criminal laws and civil laws. Under criminal cases, the criminal law cases deals with the case of the theft, cheating, robbery, physical injury and murder. Criminal cases usually begin with the lodging an FIR with the police who investigate the crime, after which a case is filed in the court. And if found guilty, the accused can be sent to the jail. Let's discuss the civil cases. Under civil cases, money, property, inheritance, marriage, dispute, etc. type of matters used to come. And civil cases, a petition has to be filed before the relevant court by the affected party only, and the court gives the specific relief asked for. Right? In the principle, all the citizens of the India can approach the court in the country and seek justice. But in reality, courts are not as easily accessible for a vast majority of the poor class in India. It is very difficult to approach the court because legal procedure involves a lot of money and paperwork takes a lot of time. Therefore, the poor people often avoid to the court it gets to go to get justice. Now children, to avoid this, Supreme Court has devised a mechanism of the public interest litigation or PIL in the early 1980s. In order to increase access to justice, it allowed any individual or organization to file a PIL in High Court of the Supreme Court, High Court or the Supreme Court on behalf of these whose rights were being violated. The legal process was greatly simplified, and even later a telegram addressed to the Supreme Court or the High Court could be traced as a PIL. For an instance, you can take the case of Sushant Singh Rajput. One of his fans filed the case. It means that the you can say inquiry was not going properly in the case of Sushant Singh suicide. So he has filed a PIL from Bihar to the Supreme Court to look into the matter, and the proper inquiry of that case should be done. So from anywhere the people can file an PIL. Right now I have told you, by writing a letter or by, you can say, sending a telegram to the Supreme Court or a High Court, it is considered as a PIL. Do you know that midday meal is also the result of a PIL only, children? Here in your book, some pictures are given. First, second, third, fourth, right? So, in 2001, the drought in Rajasthan and Orissa meant that the million faced an acute shortage of the food. Meanwhile, the government godowns were full of the grain. Often, this was being eaten by the rat. So, people sat in against of it, means in picture number 3, if you will see, the people sat in against of, people done strike, people done protest for that, and resulting that the Supreme Court ruled that the state had a duty to provide the food to all. And it therefore directed the government to provide more employment, to provide food at the cheaper prices through the government ration shops, and to provide midday meal to children. It also appointed 2 food commissioners to report on the implementation of the government scheme. So these types of steps can be taken by the Supreme Court if they find it means any kind of the injustice going on by the government. But from the past of some years, we have seen that there are also the court judgment that people believe work against the best interest of the common person. It is believed that the recent judge tend to view the slum dweller as an encroacher in the city. Example, if we will take, but on the similar, you can say case, the earlier judge, if we give the example of 1985 Olga Tellis versus Bombay Municipal Corporation, had tried to protect the livelihood of the slum dweller. It means earlier the court was in favor of the slum dweller, and now they are treating him as an encroacher, because time have been changed, the requirement have been changed, children. So the decision should also be, it means कभी कभी क्या होता है कि आज जो चीज़ ठीक है कुछ बाद में जाने वाले टाइम पे या आने वाले टाइम में हो सकता है वो चीज़ ठीक नहीं हो. तो सिमिलर इन द केस ऑफ जजमेंट ऑल्सो, इसी तरह जो है हमारे जुडिशरी में भी होती है. अनदर एस्पेक्ट ऑन विच द पीपल आर नॉट सेटिस्फाइड, they think about like justice delayed and justice denied, कि जैसे जस्टिस देर होता जाता है तो जस्टिस प्रॉपर जस्टिस नहीं आता. इट मीन्स द जजमेंट कम इन फ्रंट ऑफ द पीपल इज नॉट अ प्रॉपर वन, राइट, बिकॉज इट इन्वॉल्व्स अ लॉट ऑफ टेम्परिंग इन द एविडेंस एंड ऑल. ऐसा इट मीन्स सम पीपल यूज टू बिलीव दैट इफ द केस इज टेकिंग टाइम, so the criminal get a time to temper all the evidences. So in that cases the judgment will not be proper or appropriate which used to come. But overall, when we come to the many of the case, one more case study have been given below the picture. You can go through to it. If you are not able to clear, you can come to the class and discuss. These are the case studies, children, which are needed to be read very properly, because few questions can be asked to you from this. Okay, so overall, when we come to the conclusion of the chapter, in spite of this, there is no deny that the judiciary has played a crucial role in democratic India, serving as a check on the power of the executive and legislature, as well as in the protection the fundamental right of the cities. The member of the Constitution Assembly had quite correctly envisioned a system of the court with an independent judiciary as a key feature of our democracy. So here ends the chapter, children. Go through the chapter properly, read it properly, do your written work which we are sending to you in your notebook NNH neatly. Till to the time, stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye, student.